Hi, welcome to the class. So we'll continue uh, with a new topic today. And the topic is related to the previous topic, and I asked you a question in the last class. And the question was, we all know that what current is. Current is the rate of flow of charges. So we have a metallic wire here. In this, electrons are moving randomly. We all know that, but there is no current in the wire. So we got to know that in order to have the current, as the electrons are moving randomly, we want the electron to move in a particular direction in order to produce this current. And we have taken the help of the battery. Now what the battery has done is this, that the battery has pulled up these electrons from random direction and has thrown them in a specific direction. And for that the battery has done some work on these charge particles. So that work done per unit charge, when we measure this work, how much work is done on unit charge, on a single charge, on 1 coulomb charge. When we measure this, we got something called electric potential V, which we have done in the previous class. V is equals to W upon Q. Now my question to you was in the last class is that whenever these electrons are moving, we know that the conductor has trillions of electrons. So when these electrons are moving in a specific direction, they must be colliding with each other. So when they collide, they lose some energy, and then the battery again has to do some work. In order for the electron to complete their journey. So my question to you was, when they collide and they lose some of their energy, this is a very important property of a conductor which we should be aware of. What this property is known as. So I hope that you all must have done your homework. So we'll study about this property, and the property of the conductor is something called resistance. So as the name is suggesting, resistance. So resistance is a very important property of a conductor with which it resists the flow of current. Why does it resist flow of current? Because of electrons itself. Flow of electron is the cause of current, and flow of electrons, as the electrons are flowing, so they are colliding also. So this collision of electrons resists the flow of current, because when collision happens, there is a loss of energy. Okay. So resistance, how do we define resistance? It is the property of a conductor. To obstruct the flow of current. When current is passing through a conductor, the obstruction offered by the conductor to the flow of electrons is known as resistance. Alright. So this is resistance. Now if I ask you what is the cause of resistance? So the cause of resistance is collision of electrons. So whenever electrons are colliding, this resistance will take place. Now resistance, capital R is the symbol, resistance. SI unit of resistance is ohm, and the symbol is omega. So you can see this symbol, it resembles like a speed breaker, where the speed of the electrons will break as they are colliding with each other. So this is a very important property of a conductor. Okay, so SI unit of resistance is ohm, cause of resistance is the collision of electrons. Now there is an important law which tells us the relation between these three quantities. What three quantities? First, current, second, electric potential, and third is electric resistance, and that is known as Ohm's law. So George Simon Ohm was a physicist, and he gave this law, and that is why to honor him we have a SI unit of resistance as Ohm. Okay. So this statement says that at constant temperature, so the very first condition, or the very first physical condition we should achieve in order to apply this Ohm's law is that at constant temperature should be constant. At constant temperature, current flowing through a conductor, is directly proportional to the applied potential difference. So at constant temperature, this is a condition which needs to be met before applying Ohm's law. So Ohm's law will work for only constant temperature. So at constant temperature, current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to V, and this happens when this condition is satisfied at constant temperature. Remember, this is a very important condition for Ohm's law to work, that the temperature should remain constant. I is directly proportional to V. I can write V is directly proportional to I. Whenever we remove this proportionality, you know that equality will come along with a constant, and this constant is R, which is the resistance. So V is equals to Ri. This is the equation for Ohm's law. This is the statement for Ohm's law, and this is how they are connected. So if I take this R, you know R is a constant. What is the name of this constant? Resistance. How do we define it? Obstruction offered by the conductor to the flow of current. Why? Because of collision of electrons. What is the assignment? Ohm. How this R is related to V and I? R is equals to V upon I. We know that for a given conductor, R is constant. So R, if this is constant, I can write V is equals to V upon I is equals to constant. It means that this ratio of V and I is always constant from here. So this ratio is always constant. Now if we try to plot a graph between V and I, you know that the ratio V and I. So if I plot a graph, so this is my I and this is my V. If I plot a graph, it will be a straight line. Why it will be a straight line? Because V is directly proportional to I, or V upon I is always constant. And the slope of this graph will always give you resistance. Why it will always give you resistance? Because if you calculate the slope from this graph, slope will be this, I call it rise. How much you rise from x-axis? Rise upon how much you are running. So rise upon run. So if you calculate this slope is equals to rise. How much you have risen from the x-axis, that is V, and how much you run along this axis, that is I. So this V upon I, if you compare this V upon I with this, so the slope of this will give you R. V upon I is equals to slope, and if you compare it with this equation, V upon I is equals to R. Okay, so the slope of this VI graph gives you R. Now again I am leaving you with a question here, so that I can find out whether you have understood this topic or not. So this was a VI graph. The slope of VI graph gives you R. Let me ask you a question. What the slope of IV graph will give you? You have to basically tell me what the slope of IV graph will give you. So you need to understand that VI graph slope gives you R. So what this will give you? So this was all about your Ohm's law, resistance, statement, this equation and the graph. Okay, thank you.